Greetings and welcome back. Today I wanted to talk about how to start an art channel. Before I do that, I wanted to see if you noticed anything different. I made a new intro for my channel. I got the idea from Tuna Snaps. She's a YouTuber as well. This is my first animation I have ever done in my life. It was quite the learning curve, and I know eventually I'll go back and fix some parts, but I love how it turned out. I think it's super cute. I do know for sure I will never become an animator, but it was fun to just dabble into it. I really enjoyed the process behind it. It was quite a learning curve. It took me a couple hours for this, 5-second animation, but it was worth it. I think it's always nice to try something new. It keeps things fresh, and that's what I really like doing in the art world, is trying to keep things fresh for me, trying new things even though they might not turn out right the first time. I think that's what's important, especially in your art making, is to always just try your best and see what happens. So as the title indicates, this is a conversation about how I started my art channel. So you want to know how to start an art channel. Just do it. Roll the clips. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk. Like, subscribe. Just kidding. That wouldn't be very exciting or helpful for a 2-minute video. Even that is about 90% of what everyone says when you start something new. How about I tell you how I started this channel? I know it's still pretty small, but I am proud of what I have accomplished from the time I started it until now. So, like most good ideas, it all started back during the pandemic lockdown. I had wanted to start my own YouTube channel, but I wasn't sure what I wanted to do for videos. One night while sitting in bed, I was working on a piece in my sketchbook, and the idea popped in my head that I could record me coloring this piece. So I did just that. I was terrified of my voice at the time, and I wasn't sure how to do a voiceover, so I just put some music behind it, and it became my first video that I posted on my channel. I thought since I was an art teacher, I would make videos about art concepts like lines, shapes. I wanted to do kind of like that elementary school, learn your colors kind of thing, and I had all of these wonderful ideas, and so I started with that. I made one about colors, again with just music, because I didn't like the sound of my voice in recordings. Of course, I eventually got over caring about how my voice sounded, because when I would listen to the playback, it would be soft and soothing to listen to, and if I enjoyed that, perhaps others would as well. I then made some videos for my students at the time that they could use while in lockdown. Those videos I don't think you can see on my channel. I think I have them unlisted only if you have the link for them, just because I wanted them to specifically just be for my students. They're nothing special. They're just like, draw things about your summer, or let's learn about dinosaurs and draw dinosaurs, or let's learn about space and draw space, that sort of thing. So they're nothing interesting to look at, and the elementary teacher art YouTube channel kind of went down the drain. I didn't really want to do that anymore. So I started to just go down the path of some speed colorings and voiceover ramblings. I did it with traditional pieces only because I didn't know how to record with my digital art at the time. I was only using my Microsoft Surface Pro with like Fire Alpaca, and so it didn't have a recording thing like Procreate had, so there wasn't anything I could do about it. It wasn't until I got Screencast-O-Matic, because I had to use it for my teachings to record some things for my students, so I got one that I could use and record my screen on my tablet, and it turned out really well. I liked how it looked, and then I started adding in voiceovers about facts or things I was drawing about on my tablet, which you can see are the ones that I have now. Here I am today with my art channel. I eventually went back to doing some traditional pieces like the one that you see here, because since I use Procreate, I don't really use it on a computer that can do like a screen capture, and the recordings for Procreate are only about maybe a minute long, and that would be a very interesting video. So most of those usually go on my Instagram account as like a reel or a TikTok or whatever. And so I've also gone through a few phases with my YouTube YouTube channel. I've changed intros, I've changed the channel picture and the banner, so I guess I can talk about those as well. My first video, I used a generic intro that I had found on this free video editing software that I was using at the time. I then upgraded to using one of my art pieces as the intro card. If you scroll a little ways down to see kind of the intro stuff. And then I eventually recorded an intro piece, which is kind of the introduction to my channel. That was 30 seconds long, and I was kind of impressed with myself on that one, because the only reason I did that was because I was the teacher for the news broadcasting class. So I took what I taught in that class and did it with my channel. If you don't have the means like I did to understand camera work, I suggest using YouTube and looking up tutorials. Or if you are still in school, I would highly suggest getting into a news broadcasting class or a film class that you're taking. Now this could be in high school or in college, either one, or you could just take, now this isn't an ad, but you could do like Skillshare kind of stuff as well. And that is also when I bought a subscription for Wondershare Filmora. It's the video editing software that I use for my stuff. Now I was taught to use the Adobe version of it. Adobe Premiere is what it's called. And so since Premiere is really expensive, Wondershare is pretty nice. You can get a lifetime package that isn't too expensive. I think I spent like $40 or $50 on it. There are other purchases within the software as well, but I just stick with what my payment gives me, which is quite a bit actually. And since they've updated recently, it works really smooth now. Like I can find everything pretty nicely, and the way the editing software works, it's pretty nice. Like anyone who doesn't really know how to do editing software, I think this would be a good software to choose for that, that's for sure. I also have used this not just for my YouTube videos, but when I was taking my master classes and my gifted and talented endorsement, I used it to make a couple videos. So it has more gains and pros than you might think. So there you go. My thumbnail cards for my video also updated as well. It went from a chibi look to a cartoon self-portrait that I did. And then after a year doing those videos, I got into using Canva.com. If you don't already use Canva, that is another recommendation I highly suggest. It is a free-to-use online graphic design tool used to create social media posts, presentations, posters, videos, logos, and more. Especially as a teacher, this comes in handy with making my presentations, worksheets, anything I need for my students. I have the education version of it, so I get a lot of like more of the stuff than you would get if you just did it for free. But really, it's an invaluable asset for any social media person out there. It also brought my channel to life. I was able to make some fun thumbnails for my videos, along with making a really nice channel banner that you see today. I eventually wanted to make a mascot for my channel, so I had used one of my Pumpkinhead girls for that. I then came up with the pumpkin cat and changed my intro to an animation to go along with the pumpkin cat that you see now. I'm sure in a year or two it will change again, or I might stick with what I have, who knows? It's always nice to see YouTube channels update to what they are or what they have changed about their vibe over the years. I don't expect much from my YouTube channel. It was another outlet for my creativity. I loved teaching the news broadcasting class, and I didn't want to lose that knowledge. This keeps it fresh for me and trying new things in my videos. I've recently started adding GIFs for laughs. I have no idea if anyone likes them, but they bring a smile to my face. You can let me know if they bring a smile to your face as well in the comments. I created this channel not as a job, but more of a hobby. I know I'll never get to the extreme of those YouTubers who do this as a job. It seems stressful and a lot of work. Since I already have a full-time job, I like to see this as a hobby. I know this might not be the video for you if you do want to become a career YouTuber, but I think it's important to listen to all stories of how different channels got started and how you want to create your own channel. Here are some questions to ask yourself before you begin. What do you want out of your channel? Are you a gaming channel, a vlog, an art channel, a review channel, animation, ASMR? The list can go on and on and on. I wanted to do all those things. I wanted to do gaming, I wanted to do ASMR, but of course I ended up doing art. It gets what I want out of my channel. Which brings me to my next question. Is this for a job or a hobby? It will drastically change your view of your channel. Do you want to make money off your videos? Then you need to make sure you know how to market yourself. How professional do you want to be? If you want this as a career, you need to make sure your videos capture an audience. If it's for a hobby like mine, I can do whatever I want. I'm not worried about trying to get views and income. Also, are you willing to spend hours working on your videos? Or are you willing to hire people to help edit? A lot of YouTubers, it seems, they started out editing their own videos or had friends help them edit their videos. Once money started coming in, they could also start paying them. Now that's not how it worked for everyone, but it is something to consider. I'm sure there are other things to look at, especially on the professional side, but as I said, this is a hobby for me. I enjoy doing it and I don't stress out too much about it. Of course, you shouldn't stress yourself out with it anyway. If you could answer those questions with confidence, perhaps starting a channel is for you. If you are hesitant, perhaps starting a channel is for you. Either way, start that channel and enjoy the process. If you don't like it, then you will know, and you can also try finding what kind of channel you are as well. I followed one that was a cosplay, then gaming, then podcast. You don't have to stick with one thing, and you can test the waters and see what is right for you. And so with that, I hope whatever journey you are on in your YouTube channel making, or whatever journey of your hobby or career you're on, I hope you find the joy and make sure that it lasts a really long time. And with that, and as always, remember to eat well, sleep well, and stay hydrated.